For many of us hentai connoisseurs, we have always looked up to doujin protagonists as being the peak of physical fitness. And they must be, because oftentimes they coom unnaturally and comically large amounts. So that has left many of us with the question of, can we coom as much as these doujin protagonists? Now, in order to figure out if we could coom as much as them, we first must figure out exactly how much cum they are releasing. Now, there is a wide variety of doujin protagonists out there, with some of them releasing realistic amounts. We've got others, like Kirito, releasing a straight-up gallon on the other end of the spectrum, but most people lie somewhere in between while being over the realistic limit. Now, in terms of trying to beat them out in one singular coom is probably not going to happen. Let's assume that the average doujin protagonist cooms about 1/4 of a gallon. Now, the average human male releases 5 milliliters of jizz per load. 0.25 gallons is about 946 milliliters. So if we do the math on that, and assuming that you're only jizzing once per day, it would take you about 189 days to beat out the doujin protagonist. However, this is assuming that you are still only using your stock body parts. Assuming that we did some body mods and attached a robotic ballsack that can hold as much coom as we need in order to accomplish this, then it should actually be possible to do it in only one load. After all, the bottleneck in the reproductive system is the amount of jizz that the balls can store. So in theory, by just attaching a big jizz container where our balls should be, should allow us to coom an infinite amount. It should be noted that this method would require extremely invasive surgery, but with that being said, it is a possibility, albeit one that has not been explored in science very often. But in order to push the limits of humanity in the future, scientists expect to see things like body augmentation and genetic engineering to be adopted relatively soon. So in the future, we will probably have new versions of the mechanical balls and genetically engineered testicles that will be able to coom more even than the doujin protagonist with the most jizz. But frankly, the technology and our society are not quite ready for the golden age of jizz quite yet. So in the meantime, this theory is a fail. You cannot, in fact, jizz more than a doujin protagonist. This video was sponsored by Bakuretsu. Bakuretsu is a studio dedicated to designing low-key anime-inspired streetwear that is made both for and by weebs. Made with soft and premium materials, you can finally come out to your family as a weeb in style. And what better way to flex on your non-weeb family than with Bakuretsu's new doujin-inspired shirt? You can strut around with pride, knowing that only you and other fellow men of culture understand what the numbers mean. For a limited time, you can use the promo code Animeniaks at checkout to get 10% off your first order. Click on the link in the description and head on over to Bakuretsu to help support the channel. That's all. Goodbye.